Ba-doo, 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 ba-doo. Ba-doo, ba-doo, ba-boo. Yeah! There's a movie of Henry Cavill as Wolverine. RDJ is like, I'll do both. I'll die a hero and come back as a villain also. Who plays Lady Deadpool? It is... So I've been thinking about myself in the multiverse. If I met myself, would I be happy or not? Honestly, I don't think so. I'm just kidding about that. But let's get to Deadpool and Wolverine. My spoiler review is here. If you haven't watched the movie, go watch the movie, then come back here. And of course, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and keep following for more comically content right here on 94.3 Radio 1. I host the breakfast show in Bangalore City. I'm an RJ as well. Catch me live right there every weekday morning, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. Let's get to it. Now, this movie had a lot of Easter eggs, and I love the Easter eggs in this movie, okay? A few of them, my favorite Easter eggs, of course, were the different Wolverines we see when Deadpool is jumping through the multiverse, right? We see an old man Logan. We also see a patch version of Logan, which is the eye patch gambling Logan. We see Short King Logan, which is essentially the comic accurate Wolverine, right? He's 5'3" in the comics, so they had like a 5'3" Hugh Jackman walk around, which was... He's shorter than me, okay? I'm not that tall and he's shorter than me, so I'm very happy about that. But apart from that, we also saw the Wolverine versus Hulk. It was a whole knot of the comic series, Wolverine versus Hulk. And we also saw Hulk in his, claws. And I'm like, dude, give us that movie. Give us Wolverine and Hulk. I will pay how much ever money you want to watch this movie. We also saw Weapon Omega, which is another knot of the comics. And Wolverine crucified with a bunch of skulls around him. Very, very dark scenes, but it was amazing. But my favorite part of this entire montage was seeing the cavalry. Now, there were rumors after Logan was, killed off in the movie Logan, and Hugh Jackman wasn't, he said, you know what, I won't come back to this role. There were rumors that Tom Hardy would play Logan, and maybe Henry Cavill as well. Danny DeVito was also in the running for some time, but that was like just a joke, I'm pretty sure. But they finally brought the Man of Steel in the MCU. That means somewhere out there in the multiverse, in the real multiverse, there's a movie of Henry Cavill as Wolverine. I would pay a lot of money to watch that movie as well, like, honestly speaking. It'd be so cool to see him in this role. Whatever dialogue he had in this movie, he nailed it. He nailed it with that cigar and everything, the angriness, is like the punching. So good. Now, if you're wondering who are these three people that they teamed up with later on in the movie, right? Now, look past everything, you know that Deadpool needs a Wolverine for his entire universe to continue functioning. What you have to understand is that this happens in the past. Technically, Wolverine and Logan is still alive in this universe in Deadpool's version, but because he died in the future and the multiverse is and time isn't really linear, you realize that he needs a Wolverine, alright? So who do they team up with in the void? Three main people, alright? Number one is Elektra. Now, Elektra was from the earlier Daredevil movie, okay? The old Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck as Daredevil. And funnily enough, Foggy Nelson was played by Jon Favreau, who goes on to direct the first MCU movie, Iron Man. So he's the one who kicks out everything. He's there in that first Daredevil movie, alright, with Ben Affleck. Elektra, of course, makes an appearance there. And I remember watching this movie when I was a kid, and I loved the suit. Even though it was like so corny, just to see Daredevil in this suit, it was like, yes, Daredevil. Right? Number two is Blade. Blade, again, was an older movie that had Wesley Snipes as the main character. Here's another Easter egg in that movie. In the third one, Ryan Reynolds plays the character Hannibal King in this movie. So you have him come back. It's like a whole circular thing. And it's so nice to see them all come back in this movie. When I saw Blade walk on the screen, I was just like, ah! And like nobody got that in the theater. I'm the only one like, yeah, Blade. Then they team up with Gambit, who's played by none other than Channing Tatum. Now, there were again a lot of talks about this character becoming a live-action movie and, Tatum to be signed on to this movie. There were scripts were made, but it was shelved. A whole lot went through it. And to see him play this character now and have that weird accent, the Cajun accent, so good, so good. Honestly, I would suggest go and watch X-Men 97 right now because that show has a lot of Gambit in it and you'll realize who Gambit actually is and a lot of X-Men as well. So they have these team-ups and then they have a bunch of Deadpools who I won't really name too much. But if you watch the movie and you're wondering who plays Lady Deadpool, it is not Taylor Swift, but Blake Lively. Yeah, Blake Lively does play this and you won't get to know because they don't show her face. You won't get to know this until you watch the credits and you see the credits rolling by, then you see this. Now, one more person they introduced early on in the movie was Chris Evans' character from the old Fantastic Four. He did not play Captain America, but he played Johnny Storm. And we're going to see a new Johnny Storm right now coming up. And Joseph Quinn, who plays Eddie in Stranger Things will be playing Johnny Storm. I'm pumped for this and I can't wait to see Eben Moss Backrack as well as Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby play the Fantastic Four, which will come out next year. Now, of course, everyone's abuzz with the announcement of RDJ, Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Von Doom. Will we see him in the new Fantastic Four? He will be there in Doomsday, which is the new Avengers movie. And all I gotta say is, welcome back to the MCU. The founding member has now become the villain. To quote Dark Knight, you either die a hero or live long enough to become a villain. RDJ is like, I'll do both. I'll die a hero and come back as a villain also. How about that? Let me know your thoughts on the movie and whether you liked it. I'm giving it a solid 10 on 10 because as a fan, I loved it. I had a great time watching it. It was so funny and it was amazing. And just to see those little nods of all these old characters, thank you so much. Your thoughts in the comments below and I'll see you next week. Comically signing off. Bye-bye.